You meet someone brilliant. They understand complex concepts effortlessly. They solve problems others can't even comprehend. But put them in a normal social situation and they completely fall apart. They miss social cues. They say the wrong thing at the wrong time. They seem uncomfortable in their own skin, and you wonder how someone so smart can be so bad at basic human interaction. Here's what's actually happening in their brain. Highly intelligent people aren't socially awkward because they lack social skills. They're socially awkward because their brain is processing social interaction on a completely different level than everyone else. While most people are running on autopilot, following learned scripts and social patterns without thinking, the intelligent person is analyzing every variable, every word choice, every facial expression, every possible interpretation of what's being said. Their brain won't let them just go with the flow. It needs to understand the mechanics behind everything. Think about how normal people navigate small talk. They don't think about it. They just do it. How's the weather? How about those sports teams? Did you see that show? It's automatic. Pattern recognition. Socially acceptable noise that fills space without meaning anything. But the highly intelligent person can't turn their brain off. They're sitting there thinking, why are we talking about weather? What's the purpose of this interaction? What information is actually being exchanged here? And while they're analysing, they've already missed 3 conversational cues and the moment to respond naturally. Here's the psychology behind it. Intelligence creates distance from instinct. Most social behaviour is instinctive. Humans evolved to read micro-expressions, mirror emotions, follow tribal dynamics without conscious thought. But high intelligence disrupts that automatic processing. The intelligent person's prefrontal cortex is constantly overriding their limbic system. They're thinking when they should be feeling. They're analysing when they should be reacting. And that split second of processing delay makes them seem off, awkward, out of sync with everyone else. There's also the problem of pattern recognition. Highly intelligent people see patterns everywhere, including the patterns in social behaviour. They recognise that most conversation is performance, that people aren't being authentic. They're following scripts, playing roles, saying what they think they're supposed to say rather than what they actually think. And once you see that pattern, you can't unsee it. The intelligent person struggles in social situations because they're watching everyone perform while knowing it's all performance, and they can't decide whether to play along or opt out entirely. Watch what happens when intelligent people interact with each other. The awkwardness often disappears because they're finally talking with someone who processes information the same way. They can skip the small talk, skip the performance, get straight to ideas and concepts that actually matter. But put them back in a normal social setting with average people, and the awkwardness returns. Because they're trying to translate their thoughts into a language that doesn't feel natural to them. Here's the brutal truth. Highly intelligent people seem socially awkward because social interaction rewards mediocrity. It rewards saying the expected thing, following the script, not making waves, not being too different. The intelligent person who says something genuinely interesting or challenges a common assumption gets labelled as weird, intense, too much. So they learn to either fake normalcy, which comes across as awkward, or embrace their difference, which makes them seem even more socially incompetent by conventional standards. There's also the issue of boredom. Most social interaction is incredibly boring to highly intelligent people. They're not interested in gossip. They're not interested in surface-level conversation about nothing. They're not interested in the social games everyone else seems to enjoy. So they check out mentally. And when you're mentally checked out, you miss social cues. You don't respond appropriately. You seem disconnected. Not because you can't engage, but because you don't want to waste energy on interaction that provides zero intellectual stimulation. Some intelligent people also struggle socially because they've been punished for their intelligence their entire lives. They learned early that being smart makes you a target, that knowing the answer gets you labelled as a show-off, that asking complex questions annoys people, that being different is dangerous. So they developed awkwardness as a defense mechanism, a way to make themselves smaller, less threatening, less noticeable. The awkwardness isn't inability, it's protection. But here's what most people miss. The socially awkward intelligent person isn't failing at social interaction. They're just playing a different game than everyone else. They're optimizing for depth over breadth, quality over quantity, meaningful connection over surface-level networking. They'd rather have one real conversation with someone who challenges them intellectually than 50 shallow interactions with people who bore them. That's not awkwardness. That's selectivity. The real problem is that society values social smoothness over intellectual depth. We reward the person who can work a room, even if they have nothing interesting to say. We promote the charismatic performer over the brilliant introvert. We celebrate extroversion and label anything that deviates from it as deficient. So the intelligent person who doesn't fit that mold gets labeled as awkward, broken, in need of fixing, when really they're just operating on a frequency most people can't access. So when you encounter someone highly intelligent who seems socially awkward, understand what you're actually seeing. You're not seeing someone who lacks social ability. You're seeing someone whose brain won't let them engage in meaningless interaction. Someone who's analyzing while others are just reacting. Someone who sees through the performance everyone else is lost in. They're not awkward. They're just bored. And they're waiting for someone worth the effort of genuine engagement. Stop mistaking depth for dysfunction. Stop confusing selectivity with inability. The intelligent person who seems socially awkward in a crowd of average people is often completely comfortable in a room full of their intellectual equals. The awkwardness isn't theirs. It's the mismatch between their processing speed and everyone else's. And that's not something that needs fixing. That's just reality.